Hi, this is Supali from English Academic Facilitator. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back. Today's video is also for those who are preparing for IELTS General Training Assessment for employment purposes, and this will focus on section 2 of your reading task. As I told you in my previous video, section 2 is little tougher than section 1. So you need to be well versed with wide range of vocabulary, and thorough practice is also essential to be familiar with similar tasks to manage the allocated time. As synonyms play a vital role in this section and the questions are mostly inferential, you need to understand the underlying meaning of the text. So it is important to learn some strategies to face this section successfully. There are various tasks to assess your comprehensive skills in this section. You are getting close passages where you need to fill in the blanks with the exact match choosing from the given text. Matching the heading with the correct text is another type of assessment in this section. You also get multiple choices where you need to choose the most appropriate choice. All of them are little tricky, so that applying some strategies is very important. Anyways, let's see how it's going. General Training Reading Assessment Section 2 consists of 14 questions altogether. The first 7 questions are to choose the correct heading from the list of 10 for the 7 sections of the text. The next set of questions are to fill in the blanks using no more than 3 words, and the last set is to match each description with the correct term. Reading and following instructions is something you need to do with much care. For example, if you are asked to use Roman numbers, you are not supposed to use any other option. In the same way, if you are advised to use the appropriate letter, you are penalized for using a different option. So be careful about the instructions. Here you get the list of headings and the sections of the text. So before reading them, you need to go to the text and use 2 reading techniques here. First one is skimming. That is to read rapidly in order to get a general overview of the text. You just skim the full introduction in order to see what the text is all about, but read the topic sentences only and highlight them in the other sections. Beneficial work practices for the keyboard operator. Let's read the introduction. Sensible work practices are an important factor in the prevention of muscular fatigue, discomfort or pain in the arms, neck, hands or back, or eye strain, which can be associated with constant or regular work at a keyboard and visual display unit, VDU. The gist of the section or the main idea seems to be the sensible practices you need to follow to prevent from muscular fatigue associated with keyboard operators. So we'll highlight the key phrase, prevention of muscular fatigue. Then read the topic sentence only in section B. It is vital that the employer pays attention to the physical settings such as workplace design, the office environment and placement of monitors, as well as the organization of the work and individual work habits. So here you can understand it is all about physical setting. So I highlighted physical setting. Section C, the typist must be comfortably accommodated in a chair that is adjustable for height with a backrest that is also easily adjustable both for angle and height. Here you can see it's all about how to accommodate comfortably in a chair. So I highlighted comfortably accommodated in a chair. Section D, when the keyboard operator is working from a paper file or manuscript, it should be at the same distance from the eyes as the screen. It's all about how you focus your eyes with the paper files other than the computer display. So I highlighted paper file or manuscript, same distance from the eyes as the screen. While keying, it is advisable to have frequent but short pauses of around 30 to 60 seconds to proofread. Uh, it seems to be about the break you need to take without using the keyboard for a long time at a stretch. So I highlighted frequent but short pauses. Section F. Generally, the best position for a VDU is at right angles to the window. It seems to be about the best position to keep the keyboard to avoid the glare. So I highlighted the best position for a VDU is at right angles to the window. The last section, unsatisfactory work practices or working conditions may result in aches or pain. So the last section is something about unsatisfactory work practices. As you need not to spend much time in skimming, highlight the key areas as quickly as possible so that you need not to roam around all the sections in the text. The next step you need to take is take the heading one by one and match with the highlighted areas as quickly as possible. This time, just look at the highlighted areas only, and if something sounds possible, scan that particular section only to verify your answer. Now let's look at the heading, the first heading, how can reflection problems be avoided? So let's check all the sections until we find the answer. Section A talks about muscular fatigue. Section B talks about physical setting. Section C talks about seating. And D about paper file or manuscript arrangement. And E is about the break. And F is about the best position for a VDU. It seems to be possible. Now it's time to scan this section. Scanning should be done to read in order to find specific fact. Now we need to find something related to reflection. Let's scan it. Generally, the best position for a VDU is at right angles to the window. If this is not possible, then glare from the window can be controlled by blinds, curtains, or movable screens. Keep the face of the VDU vertical to avoid glare from overhead lighting. Here, the word glare talks about reflection. Glare means shining with a straight light. Shining with a strong light. So the answer for the first heading is F. But remember, you need to write the Roman number against the relevant section. But for the time being, we can mark it in front of the section. Later, you can transfer it to the answer sheet. Now let's cross out F and find the correct match to the second question from the rest. Second question is, how long should I work without a break? It's about the break. Section E talks about breaks. So the answer for E is Roman number 2. Now you can understand how easy to find answers as you already highlighted the key areas. Let's cross out E as well. And let's look at the next heading. What if I experience any problems? The only section that talks about administrative matters is the last one. All the others are related to arrangement of physical setting to avoid health problems. So the answer for the third heading is G. Now you can cross out G as well. And you have only A, B, C, and D to select. The heading is, when is the best time to do filing chores? There's no reference to filing chores, so that heading should be ignored. And let's take the fifth heading, what makes a good seat? Section C refers to seating arrangements, so the answer for number 5 is C. Heading number 6 is about common health problems. So it is obvious that section A talks about sensible common health problems related to muscular fatigue. So the answer is A. Seventh heading is about lighting. There's no reference to lighting in this text, so you need to ignore it. And let's move on to the eighth one. Eighth one is related to administration, and section B talks about employers' responsibility in paying attention towards physical setting of the workplace. So the answer for heading 8 matches with section B. Then two headings are left. So to make the odd man out, we need to scan the section D. So we understand it's all about arrangement of paper file or manuscript and nothing about eye fatigue. So the answer is number 10. The final step you need to follow is to transfer the numbers to the answer sheet as quickly as possible. Now you can transfer the Roman numbers against the sections like this.